Hey, what's up guys, it's Legager here, and today I'm going to review the Mine. This is the biggest of the minifigure scale Minecraft sets. It is set 21118, it has 922 pieces, it retails for $109.99 in the USA, and it is recommended for ages 8 and up. Now, this is the biggest of the Minecraft sets, though I think that the word big is sort of undermining it. I did this the hugest of the Minecraft sets, or the most enormous of the Minecraft sets, because this thing is huge. I did not expect it to be this big. When you just look at it on the screen right now, you probably don't really see that it's all that big, but when you get it and you see it in person, it's a huge set, and I was really surprised by how big it is. So the first thing that you notice here probably is you can sort of see other sides of my studio. Like you can see this shelf over to the left, and you can sort of see part of my table over to the right. And I really apologize for that. I'm so sorry about that because the set is it's too big to fit all into one frame without showing the other sides of my studio. My table just isn't big enough for it. I'm gonna try to fix that sooner or later so I can review bigger sets without showing like the other sides of my studio, but for now I'm just gonna let it be. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now, so let's get on to the set review now. So first up here I'm going to start with the figures, and first up here for the figures is Steve in iron armor. In the iron armor here, both the chest plate and the helmet are the same mold as the diamond armor that includes in the Ender Dragon set. And if you want to check out the Ender Dragon set, I did do a review on it, and I will put the link for that video in the description. So, he does include an iron sword there, you can see. And the way that his helmet works is there's not a stud or anything on top of the head. It just hooks on with friction. So I really like the way they did the helmet, that's really cool. And I'm going to take away his weapons and his armor from him right now so you can see get a better view on the figure. So here is Steve without his gear, like all of his iron gear, and you can see he's basically just the ordinary Steve. They surprisingly didn't use like gray pants to make it look like full iron armor, because they used they used like bright blue pants in the Ender Dragon set to make it look like he had full diamond armor. So I'm surprised they just went with the plain purple pants, but I still think it looks alright. There is no back printing on him like all of the Steves in these sets. So he's basically just the ordinary Steve, so that's pretty cool. And now I'm going to go on to the next figure. So next up here for the figures is the skeleton, and I said this in the farm review, and I'm going to say it again. I don't get why they made him white. I think they should have made him bright gray, because they did do a skeleton body in bright gray for the Skeletrons in the Lego movie, so they could have simply reused that, and they could have just colored the head differently. But I still think it looks alright for what it is, and he does include a bow, of course, which that is a new mold for these new Minecraft sets, or somewhat new Minecraft sets. There's the back if you want to see that. He basically just uses a normal skeleton body, and then he has the same head mold as Steve. So this is a nice figure, it's nice to get it in the set, and I'm going to move on to the next figure now. Next up here for the minifigures is, of course, the zombie, and he has the same head mold as Steve, and his torso printing is close to the same printing as Steve's. It's just green instead of tan on the collar and on the hands, and there's a front printing there and no back printing on him. And he does just have the ordinary purple legs, just like with Steve. So, just like the skeleton and all of the figures in this set, it is really nice to get him in this set. So I'm going to move on to the next figure now. Next up here for the figures is, of course, the very famous Creeper, and he, of course, has the same mold as Steve for the head, and this body on him is a new mold. The Creeper actually only consists of 4 pieces. He has two 2x1 green tiles on his sides, and then there's just like one entirely new piece for his like body that he uses. So I really like the way they did the Creeper, even though his legs cannot move. So it's nice to get him in this set. You actually get a lot of figures in this set. So I'm going to move on to the next figure now. Lastly here for the figures is the spider. Some might not consider him a figure. I sort of do, even though he doesn't technically have any minifigure parts. He is basically entirely brick built, unless you don't count this new head mold right here as brick built. It's like the Steve head mold, except it has this like plate on the bottom so that it can stick to the studs. Hang on, there we go. And his legs can basically move. They can move up and down there, forward and backward, and that's for like all the legs. And he also has a little spot in the middle of him so you can hook the skeleton there to make a spider jockey. I really like that. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for the figures there. Now we should get onto the set itself. So first up here, I'm going to start from top to bottom and left to right. So first up here on the top left of the model, you can see that there's sort of part of the surface here, and there's an extremely small tree, probably one of the smallest ones that has been in one of these LEGO Minecraft sets. So there's not really much to see up here. You can see that they use some of the green 2x2 jumpers here, like they do in most of the Minecraft sets. So I'm going to go down to this part of the model now. And you can see down here that there's lots of TNT and some ores, and I'm going to angle the camera down a bit, sorry about this. And you can also notice a little red knob there, and I guess you can already guess what's going to happen. I'm going to lose all the pieces by this, but I don't care. If you press this red knob, it completely blows everything up, and I just lost tons of the pieces. So for all the blocks that are on this section, like all the removable blocks with the jumpers and everything, you get 3 TNT, you get quite a few stone blocks, and I don't really want to bother counting the stone blocks. You get 2 coal ore and 1 redstone ore. So it's nice to get some ores in this section of the set. And then over here you can see there's sort of a wooden plank bridge, and that is sort of detachable. So here's sort of the wood bridge here. And it looks like kind of like something that someone would make in Minecraft, though it could be player made or it could be just something that you would find generated with the abandoned mine. It's sort of your choice. And if I go over here a bit, oh, and I forgot to show you, you can actually remove this bridge because it's on top of the jumpers, so it can easily be removed. But if I go over here, then there's I'm going to show you this sort of section of. So just like the section across from this one, there is some surface up here. You can see lots of grass here. This surface on this one is a lot bigger, and so is the tree. You can see the tree there. That I'm pretty sure is the same design of tree that included in the first night. I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure that it is. And then I'm gonna angle the camera down a bit so that you can see this section over here. And this is, you know, if you play Minecraft, then you know that if you're just walking through an abandoned mine, then you can easily find chests. They're pretty common in abandoned mines. Sometimes they can be rare, but in this chest you can see that there are 2 loaves of bread. And I'm actually just gonna take this brick off just so you can see in there a bit better. It's not really much in there except for the chest, and then they did use some 1x1 like sort of tan bricks for the poles right here. And there's also a ladder over to the right, so I will show you where that ladder leads right now. But before I show you that, I just want to show you the section that is below all of the TNT, and they did something really, really clever on this section. I'm going to take the camera off so you can see it. Sorry about that. First of all, they did a waterfall right there, which is pretty cool, and it leads all the way down there. And I'll show you that section. They also did a cobweb. But look at those, look at the poles that they did for the abandoned mine, like the sort of overhangs in the abandoned mine. They made it, they used those modified bricks with the handles on them, and they put them in the like sort of, I can't really think of the word, but they put them in the bricks with the crack sort of going down it, and it looks actually like the fences in the normal abandoned mines in Minecraft. It looks like it's just something that came right out of Minecraft, because you know how the fences in Minecraft will attach to the walls sometimes. So that is really clever on the designer's part, and I really like that they did that. I think it's really cool. And then going across here a bit, you can see that there is another one of these wooden bridges, and that is also removable. I'm not going to bother to do it right now, though. And there's also a torch right there. And they did the same design with the poles, with the fences, like sort of attaching to the walls on this side as well. And this right here is where that ladder on the above floor led. It just leads down here. And then if I go forward a bit, you can see a minecart track, and I'll show you all about that right now. So how this minecart track works is you can basically just put a block of like TNT or a figure into it, and I'm just going to put Steve in iron armor in here to demonstrate it. And what you do is you just push him down the minecart track, and he'll just roll on down. It's very smooth. And this right here is where the minecart track leads to. And I'm gonna lift up the camera here just so I can show you. there is some like water and lava, or sort of simulated water and lava, and they do like sort of collide together to create obsidian. I like the way they did that, even though they didn't cover the entire bottom. But there is sort of a hidden, not really a hidden feature, it's more of just a feature. Some people that just get this set won't really know it's technically a feature, but I'm going to show you it later in this video, because the whole thing's basically modular. I'm going to show you that. And the minecart track leads down to here, and you can easily just push Steve along, and then there's like a sort of double turn way here, and he just pushes along very easily. I'm going to back the camera up a bit, and it runs like really smoothly. It is like a bit, it'll stop a bit, like sort of notchety at some points, but it just runs along very smoothly. And then the minecart track leads under this part over here, where it originally came down. He just goes back over there. So basically how they did the minecart is they didn't use wheels or anything for it to stay on the tracks, because the tracks are brick built. They used just 2 studs on the bottom, and it just aligns the minecart with the track so that it'll just stay on. I'm going to show you this again. It just stays on the track. I really like the way that they did that. And I'm going to show you the other side of this now. So first up here below the track, or not really below it, but more next to it, you can see some torches and a diamond ore there. And these have like the jumpers on top of them, so they can just be removed. And then if I scoot the camera over here a bit, you can see where the waterfall leads. I'm going to take the minecart out of the way here. It just leads down, sort of. I guess that could be where the water comes from. And then back over here, you do have a redstone torch and another diamond ore. And I like the way that they did the redstone torches. It's very similar to the normal torches, except instead of using the 1x1 transparent plates, they used studs instead, and of course they made it red. But I like the way they did that. I think it looks alright. And they also did the same sort of design over here for the fences, and they used that design in a lot of places in the set. And I forgot to show you that back up here where the minecart track starts, there's a redstone torch up here, and there's a little hook for your pickaxe, and that is an iron pickaxe, same one that includes in the cave. So it's really nice that they add that. It's just a way that Steve can hold his pickaxe there. Technically, there's not really any like holders for pickaxes in the game. I guess that there is item frames, but this doesn't look a thing like an item frame. I never really thought about it before, but this isn't, the holder for the pickaxe isn't technically accurate to the game. Though I don't really see it as a big deal. It's not all a big deal. I still appreciate the fact that they made a little holder for the pickaxe in the first place. So that's pretty cool. So basically the hidden, not really hidden feature, but a feature that I wanted to show you here is that, here, hang on, I'm just going to remove the figures. But basically, all of this is modular, meaning they can be sort of rearranged, so you can take this bridge off, you can take this section off. You see that they used, like, smooth tiles and jumpers to allow you to do that easily. And then also, like, this level, well, you need to take the bridge off first, and then this level can be removed. And, like, all of this, it's just all modular and everything. I really like that. I think it's really cool. So you basically can just rearrange everything, because, there's just a lot of ways that you can do it. Like, you could hook this onto the side over here, or at least you could try. It shows you on the back of the box that you can do a lot of the stuff like this. So that's really nice, and I think that that's really cool. I really like the way that they did that. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this review. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up. It'll be much appreciated if you do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!